There were a number of 8-bit micros on the market through the late 70s and 1980s, some more popular than others. Home computers were being pumped out by Texas Instruments, Sinclair, Commodore, each one offering something unique from the rest.
He can get that help with the home computer from Texas Instruments. It has more educational cartridges than any other computer.
While the Commodore 64 is the clear winner in terms of sales and longevity, I'm here to talk about another machine, one that barely made it onto store shelves before fading into obscurity. The year was 1982, and Mattel wanted a slice of the 8-bit pie, so they commissioned Ratafin, the manufacturers of their Intellivision console, to come up with something that could compete with the Commodore VIC-20 and the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A home computers. Ratafin developed two machines, codenamed Checkers and Chess. Mattel chose Checkers to become the Aquarius, meaning that Chess would be the successor, the Aquarius II. Mattel announced the Aquarius in 1982, though it wouldn't be released until June 1983 at a cost of $160 US, which is more than $400 in today's money. While it was much more affordable than offerings from Texas Instruments, the Aquarius had inferior graphics capability and limited memory. Featuring a Zilog Z80 running at 3.5 MHz and just 4 kilobytes of RAM, it was internally referred to as the System of the 70s by Mattel's own programmers. Expandability was also limited. The Aquarius was often shipped with included mini expander unit that gave the system a pair of Intellivision-style controllers, an additional cartridge slot for RAM expansion, and the AY38914 sound chip. There were several optional peripherals available, such as a data recorder, 4 and 16K RAM cards, and a 40-column thermal printer, to name a few. A cartridge-based 300-baud modem could also be purchased, but it wasn't as commonly available. More than 30 games were announced for Mattel's 8-bit micro, but only 21 are known to have been released, many of which are just Intellivision ports. Of those games, Night Stalker is easily my favorite. Due to severe graphical limitations, the quality of these games suffered. Programmers were stuck with a special character set and little else to bring their creations to life. Sadly, the Aquarius was discontinued just 4 months after its release due to poor sales. With inferior specs, a rubber chicklet keyboard that was a pain to type with, most consumers were happy to pay a little more for something competitive. Some evidence exists that suggests a limited release of the Aquarius II, but I can't seem to find out much about it. Even with its shortcomings, the Aquarius holds a special place in my heart. It was the first computer that I owned, and I can still remember pecking away at basic commands and playing Night Stalker for hours every day. My current Aquarius was purchased locally about a year ago for $50. It includes the mini expander, 2 controllers, several keyboard overlays, Night Stalker cartridge, and 4K RAM expansion card. And believe me, if you want to experience the little that this micro has to offer, you'll need that memory card. Programming in BASIC is very limited, although everyone's favorite program still works fine. Unfortunately, the rubber keys make it almost impossible to use. Games are where it shines, in my opinion, and I just so happen to have my favorite game ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this brief history of one of my favorite retro machines of the 1980s. If you like these kinds of videos, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I would love to hear about your favorite home computers. Let me know about them in the comments below. Until next time, thank you so much for watching Retro Tech Toys, and we'll see you soon.